night, boys hoops features two of the top playmakers in North Central Ohio, leading a pair of the best area teams as the region's leading scorer Max Dawson and his Willard Flashes take on the Logan Toms-led Lucas Cubs. And you can enjoy all the action live and free streaming anywhere the internet can be found, and it's all on the way into the palm of your hands. Next.
Instead of paying for some big-name spokesperson, Kasasa Checking gives that money back to you in cash rewards. In fact, it just bought me this cup of coffee. See how that works? Amazing! Free checking, cash rewards. Take back banking with Kasasa.
Welcome to Richland County's first artificial intelligence ATM. If you car dance to the song you're listening to now, I will give you $50. That's something an ATM can never do.
Oh my gosh, are you serious?
Oh, we're serious.
Gosh, that's awesome. Thank you.
Thank you. We hope your day is a little bit better today.
Yes, thank you.
Hey Cam, what's going on? I've been busy. Jeez, I've been doing fillings, root canals, crowns, extractions, dentures. What have you been up to?
Yeah, I've done all that, and I've done implants and Invisalign, and I'm waiting to do the girls' Botox and filler. So you just sit here and I'll take care of it all?
Good luck with the women.
Ebert Dental Group is a family-run general dentistry practice. We are able to provide most treatments without having long-distance referrals. We accept most insurances and are accepting new patients now.
Join me, Travis Big League Berardi, every other Wednesday for my Country Roads rankings, the top 5 girls and boys small school basketball squads right here in the area.
Exclusively on The Joe Show.
Good evening, ladies and gents, and welcome to the Ebert Dental Group pregame show, where we've got two of the very best players and programs in the area squaring off tonight on a Super Saturday. I'm Brian Skowronski. The great Effie James is joining me here tonight, and been excited for this one all day long. We've got a lot of talent out here on the floor, two incredible programs, great coaching staffs, and of course, two of the best athletes that we have to play on the hardwood in Logan Toms and Max Dawson.
Yeah, it's fun this time of year, Brian, because you get a chance to get your team ready. You know what I mean? And with these two teams, it's a non-league matchup, so a lot of people will look at it as not a lot to lose, a lot to gain for both programs to kind of get a gauge of where you are. And for these individual, we got some great individual players in this matchup, but it's a chance to really get yourself ready as a coach. You get a chance to challenge your ball club and say, hey, look, we got a team. If I'm the Lucas Cubs, I'm like, look, I got a team coming in, a higher division. They've got an outstanding scorer, a solid ball club. So we get a chance to gauge ourselves against a team that's got really some promise coming into this postseason. And if I'm Willard, I'm looking at this as a chance to go on the road, hostile environment, which you're going to see in the tournament, and get a gauge of what your team's going to be like going into the tournament. So it's a great time of year to get yourself going for the postseason.
And as you see our Willard team spotlight here tonight, winners of 3 straight, including last night on the road at Edison. And the Flashes, Effie, have actually been perfect on the road so far this season, averaging 65 points per game. So as soon as they leave the friendly confines, they tend to step up their game to new marks.
Yeah, and that is a great characteristic for a team to be able to play well on the road. That shows leadership in the locker room. You know, coaches can say a lot about playing well on the road, but when you go on the road and perform, that's about the players on the court. Because I'm telling you, as a former coach, I tried all kind of tricks to get teams ready to go on the road, but it's those players in the locker room that really have the effect of what happens on the court when you go on the road.
I mean, they've got one of the absolute killers in terms of playmaking in North Central Ohio. The top area leading scorer, Max Dawson, just went over 1,650 career points last night, past Nolan Robinson for 3rd all-time in Flashes history. And we know that's a program that's got a lot of pedigree. They've been to a lot of tournaments and made some noise. So Dawson, one of the very best to ever do it for Willard.
Absolutely. That's big time. That is big time. That's saying a lot to be on that list at Willard for sure.
We've seen him average almost 26 a game during his senior season, coming off of a junior campaign where he set the Willard record for most points ever scored by a junior. And for this team in the Sandusky Bay Conference, they are right there near the top in the Bay Division, just 1 game back of Margaretta, and they actually travel to Polar Bear Country next Friday for all the marbles. So this is a big one, in terms of getting ready for the tournament and all that stuff.
Sure.
But they've been circling that one coming up next Friday.
For sure. That's for that's the championship game.
Big time.
And a lot of times you don't get a chance to say that this late in the season to actually play for the conference championship.
You see them all circling up the gym. They are just about ready for action here inside of the Lucas Cub Cave, one of the best small school environments that you are going to get in all of North Central Ohio. We'll learn all about the Cubs and their season and what they've done so far up to this night. But first, let's honor America with the playing of our national anthem. We have honored America and just a couple minutes away from a big-time non-league clash here inside of the Cub Cave, where Lucas just claimed their 6th straight Mid-Buckeye Conference championship last night. And just like Willard, how they're unbeaten on the road, the Cubs have not lost here at home all season, Effie, so something's got to give here tonight.
Something definitely has to give, and I know Lucas is going to play with a lot of pride tonight. And, the crowd, you can feel some electricity in this crowd. They come with Willard coming into this, this is an intimidating place to play. You know what I mean? It gives me vibes of the old Pete Henry gym. You know what I mean? It's got that pit-like atmosphere where you kind of sunk into the ground. It's a little warm in here tonight. It's a little bit of it's got a little bit of atmosphere in here. So the Lucas fans and the Lucas team have got a lot to prove. So it's going to be an interesting game. I'm expecting a highly competitive ball game tonight because I'm really excited to see these stars, though. Really, these stars have been lighting it up, and I haven't been able to see either one of them play a full game. I've seen a lot of highlights, so I'm interested to see how these two stars are going to be able to play against each other tonight.
There's the starting lineup for Willard getting out on the floor, and our player spotlight for Lucas got to be Logan Toms, the senior, coming off a 28-point performance last night, dousing the Flames. He can actually break the program career scoring mark with 34-plus here tonight, Effie. That's not out of the realm of imagination for this kid. He's done more than that on several occasions.
Yeah, for sure. And then when you get to those type of numbers and you get close to a landmark, that's the type of thing you'll see it in his eyes early in the game. And of course you don't want to go after those. Winning is most important, but he understands that he has to score in order for this team to play well. So getting off to a good start and a hot start scoring for him is going to be important for them if they want to win this game anyway. So it's going to be big for him to get those points, and it's going to help his team win. So he's got double motivation to break that scoring record tonight.
Were you talking about atmosphere and energy? The lights just went out here inside of the Cub Cave. It is dark. It is fierce.
How about it?
And here come the Lucas starters getting announced here tonight. We'll show you the starting lineups for both of these teams right now, right after. We got to hear Logan Toms' name called first. Here comes our player spotlight from last night. And a big game for Aiden Culler. He's averaging himself over 16 points per game, but Toms was the star of stars last night as he is out running around the gym. And here are your starting lineups here tonight. Good size on both ends of the floor, but excellent athletic ability, and overwhelmingly it's just the playmaking ability and the scoring that stands out with these two clubs, because they don't got to set ball screens, none of that stuff. They got about 4 guys on each side. They can just take you off the bounce and get their buckets anytime they want.
Right, and that's the key. Like I said before, today's game is becoming more and more positionless, and kids like Max Dawson and Logan Toms, they are kids that they play multiple spaces. They occupy multiple spaces on the floor. They can take the ball off the dribble. Obviously, they can pull up and shoot the basketball. So they're just almost impossible. You've got to guard them everywhere on the basketball court. That's why they're such weapons. They're going to be weapons tonight, and they're weapons difficult to guard for both teams.
Off the tip, it is into the hands of the Willard Flashes, and here is Dawson. Going to get picked up at least here to start by Gabe Porter. They'll swing it down low, and here's a bump. Our first foul's coming just 13 seconds into the contest, and it's going to go against the Cubs down low. Yeah,
physical play right from the beginning. They're trying to get the ball inside off of the back screen, and just a little bit physical early foul on Toms there to start the game.
And the Flashes get it down on the block. They'll strike first. 2 points put up right there by Robinson.
Robinson, just a nice inbounds play, just posted up strong right underneath the basket for the first 2.
Cubs let it fly at the other end. That's Culler, a little bit too strong off the back iron. And it's going to be out of bounds, going to stay at this end with Lucas. It's going to be Porter to trigger. Got the box set. Couple of up screens looking to get it to Culler. They cannot. And now Jackson just going to hand it off, and they'll get it into the hands of Toms. Picked up by Max Dawson. This is the matchup we've all kind of been salivating, thinking about this week.
Cubs doing a good job showing some patience, a lot of ball movement and people movement, trying to get a really good look here on this first possession.
Tom's going to drop it down on the block, cut through. Here's Culler looking to go to work. Got Robinson on him, and he inches his way in. Count it. Aiden Culler heading to the line with a chance for a three-point play.
And I like that offensive set that time by the Cubs. They moved the basketball, got it in the Culler, and he was patient there on the block. Got a good look, nice body control, pump fake, got the contact, went up strong.
So it'll give Lucas their first lead of the night. 3-point play for Culler. Dawson quickly to the other end, and the lefty pure from the free throw stripe.
And you cannot let Dawson just dribble down the court freely. That was like water. He just walked in and took a drink there for that open layup.
Offensive rebound by Color. He's going to be fouled. Aiden Color trying to make the argument that he was in the act of shooting. Referees aren't buying it, so it'll be throw in under the basket. Second team foul on Willard. That one forced up inside by Jackson, and Winters has it drop right into his lap. And that'll be the third foul now against the Flashes. Actually, excuse me. What are they going to call? Travel? It's going to go down as a Cub turnover.
Well, one thing right away you could tell, the Cubs have 3 offensive rebounds already in this game, and they are really attacking that offensive board, trying to get second chance opportunities.
Yeah, really quality length for Lucas across the board as this one caroms off the front iron. Toms in a battle for the rebound. And last touch by Logan. We'll take a second look on the Ebert Dental Group replay.
Ooh. Ooh.
Looks like Sloan maybe got a left paw in there.
Right. That's a close one.
Referee didn't have the best of angles, so a break here for Willard. As Dawson tries the left side, he is so good when he can go to a strong hand. Now they'll try to sneak it down on the block for Cam Robinson, and it's tipped off his fingertips out of bounds.
Yeah, and it's a lot of high energy on the court. Tried to do a simple cross screen underneath, and that pass was just a little bit too hot and off the hands of the Willard player that time. First turnover for the Flashes.
Toms right down Main Street. Would have been a tough finish. Had to go to the scoop. And Willard now got a 3-on-2. Off the attack goes Isaac Robinson. Back iron. And it's into the hands of Aiden Color. Jackson, nice setup down low, and that'll lead to Lucas free throws. Gabe Porter on his way to the free throw line. Averages right around 6 points per game. Looking to get into the scoring column for the first time with these pair of free throws.
Right now, both teams really looking to take advantage when transition is there, but being patient when necessary. It doesn't look like either team trying to force anything, but when there's transition available, there's some tempo being pushed by both teams.
Porter trying to chase down his own miss. Tons of contact there with Beamer. And it's going to be Flash's basketball. Lucas going with some full court man-to-man. Trying to wear on Willard throughout the course of the night. As they'll get a 3 on the way from the corner. It's bottoms up for Johnson. First triple knockdown for either unit.
And that's just a solid look. Great kick out. Johnson for the 3.
Tom's going to work. Trying to get Willard in foul trouble here. And I believe there's just one away from getting to the bonus with 4:48 to go here in this opening frame.
Yeah, they have been ultra aggressive here, getting the ball in the paint, and you can tell from the opening tip, they have been trying to force the ball into the lane, either through post entry or penetration or in transition. They have been really trying to get the ball into that lane. And it has gotten the Flashes into some early foul trouble here.
First point of the night for Logan Toms. He has been on quite the hot streak. As mentioned, 28 points last night in a big-time game against Mansfield Christian, who had won 9 in a row. Logan took over late, coming off of I think he had 40 earlier last week in another outing in the NBC. So,
wow,
he's starting to find his groove, I think.
Yeah, I would say so.
Here's Cam Robinson. He's too strong. Going to be a tough matchup for Winters down there, even though he's got the size differential.
Yeah, that's a great duck in that time by Robinson. He just posted up on the backside and a good find that time. Took the contact, got it up on the glass.
Cam Robinson, one of the better scorers in the Sandusky Bay Conference, right around 17 points per game. 1-2 punch him and Dawson, very similar to what you have with Toms and Color, where they got two guys, they can go out and have some big-time performances on any given night. Misses both free throws, though, so empty-handed is how he walks away from the free throw line. Meanwhile, open three. Gabe Porter knocks it down. Lucas leads again.
Wow, that's Porter being really aggressive offensively, and here comes Max.
Can you say in a flash he beat him to the other end?
Wow.
Taylor Eisman can't believe it. Certainly thought that they earned an offensive foul. What say you, Effie? Oh, wow.
It's close, but I thought I didn't think he was there. I didn't think he was there. I thought that was an aggressive move by Max. He got off the ground quickly. I just thought because he was there, so he got there so quickly, he just didn't have a chance to get set. I thought a really aggressive move in transition by Max.
5 points now for Max Dawson. As Willard switching things up, throwing a little junk at him defensively. Skying in for another Lucas offensive board, though, is Grayson Jackson. No weak side block out. See if they can make him pay with some points here on this possession. Said it'll be a turnover. Didn't look like Aiden Culler was ready for that pass, only about 3 feet away from him. Lob in front. Head of steam here for Dawson, and this is where he just kills people in the mid-range pull-up game. Robinson bails him out. Got the offensive rebound, and Beamer now has to pick up his bounce.
Right now, this game is being played with a lot of tempo, and both teams are playing in transition. They're moving the ball quickly as a power dribble and power move inside by Robinson again. He's hard to handle around that basket.
Doesn't have a ton of height, but man, that boy, he seems to find the weight room any chance he gets.
For sure.
Catch and shoot it off the quick release. We're all square. Aiden Culler burying a trifecta. It's been back and forth all quarter so far. 5 minutes in, and we're knotted up at 12 apiece. Deep three on the way for Beamer, and he matches at the other end, so bet it right back.
Just solid offensive play, and here's the first switch up of the night defensively. Willard goes to a 1-3-1 half-court zone look, and I was looking for who was going to make the first defensive switch of the night, and Willard makes a change, and let's see if it affects him, and it doesn't.
Logan Toms darting in between a pair of defenders. And nobody that I've seen this year is craftier at getting between multiple defensive players, just knifing his way through, turning his body, than Logan Toms.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh, back-to-back. How about Beamer heating up from long range?
Yeah, Beamer just got a great look at the three, and both teams, nobody is hesitating. When they get a good look, they're stepping right in with confidence and letting it fly.
Two big-time offenses that average more than 62 points per game. Winners at the other end, and one. Come on. Action all over the floor.
Again, Zach Winters goes in strong with the left hand, takes the contact. Actually, he probably got bumped on the way in, but he takes the hit and goes to the line for the three-point play.
And with all these seniors that are going to be exiting next year, a winner certainly might be the centerpiece coming back for Coach Eisman next year. This kid has grown into his own during his junior campaign. Can't capitalize, though, on the extra. So here comes Willard. Dawson gets the switch. Keaton Day in the matchup now. And he just wants to clear it out. Actually gets a ball screen and another switch with Winters. And Dawson buries it. 3 straight triples, landing in their home for the Willard Flashes.
Wow. And that was just a great job of identifying by Max. Yeah, the Max done a great job down here offensively, identifying the matchup. He had a great matchup, a couple switches, created some space, just a little bit of space.
He don't need
buried
much.
The three, yeah.
Talking about a kid over 1,600 points as Coach Eisman going to take the first timeout here of the evening. And Lucas, of course, in the bonus now. That was foul number 6 against Willard. And a good look at the student section. They were rocking last night. Them and Mansfield Christian going back and forth. That was one of the better student section rivalries that I've seen so far this season. Willard doesn't have a whole lot of students here tonight. I'm a little surprised. It's a Saturday night. It's a super weekend, of course. I thought we'd get a little bit more crimson here in the building.
Yeah, it's Saturday night. I think both teams played last night.
True.
You know, kids aren't as, they need a little rest, I guess, on a Saturday. But
the poor kids.
You know what I mean? They're not as I think they gave it a lot on Friday night. Maybe they need a little rest on Saturday.
Well, I guess they can leave it to us old-timers, Effie, to bring the juice here on a Saturday. Well, we got your back, kids.
We got it.
Don't worry about it.
But
Tom?
down here defensively, I thought Max was a little bit over-aggressive, and early in the game in the first period, he can't afford to have giveaway fouls like that on the perimeter. He just got to stay solid and stay in front of Logan. He doesn't want to get Logan going here offensively at the line, give him a couple freebies, and collect a foul. So I'm sure Coach talked to him about being smarter here defensively and not picking up the cheap fouls so early in the game.
Down under a minute to go here in a very fast-moving opening frame in terms of the tempo anyways. Both of these teams flying around the hardwood as Dawson catch and release this time. They finally miss one. Ball up for grabs. Winners goes down to the floor to keep it alive for Lucas. Logan backs out, sizing up Robinson. Now looking to go to work off the left hand. Set up for Winners from downtown. A little bit too much. But Jackson, I think that's about his third offensive rebound. He throws it away right into the hands of Beamer.
Yeah, and that time I think Logan Toms was trying to take advantage of a matchup, but Willard had, I think Max was spying him he wasn't guarding anyone, so he was spying Logan Toms that time.
At the end of the frame, Dawson comes up a little bit short. His Flashes, though, lead at 21-18 as we head to quarter number 2.
Instead of paying for some big-name spokesperson, Kasasa Checking gives that money back to you in cash rewards. In fact, it just bought me this cup of coffee. See how that works? Amazing! Free checking, cash rewards. Take back banking with Kasasa.
Welcome to Richland County's first artificial intelligence ATM. And if you car dance to this song you're listening to now, I will give you $50. That's something an ATM can never do.
Oh my gosh, are you serious?
Oh, we're serious.
Gosh, that's awesome. Thank you.
Thank you. We hope your day is a little bit better today.
Yes, thank you.
Back here inside of the Cub Cave, the Willard Flashes enjoying a 21-18 cushion with 8 minutes into the books. But they have the basketball, that being the Lucas Cubs here with Logan Toms handling at midcourt. I'm Brian Skowronski. Effie James is joining me here tonight. Pretty fun first quarter, and I imagine they're going to keep this up throughout the entire duration of the contest.
Right, a lot of energy, both teams getting up and down the court, and not afraid to shoot that thing. That's for sure.
No.
That is for sure.
Not in modern day basketball. Everybody is a three-point specialist, Effie.
Yeah.
Actually, Logan Toms, for as well as he shoots it, he doesn't actually put up that many threes. Doesn't need to. But Grayson Jackson, I mean, this dude brought his Windex, and he has been getting on the glass over and over on the offensive side.
Yeah, and that brings it up to 6 offensive rebounds already for the Lucas Cubs. They have really been hitting the glass hard.
Robinson funnels it through after it swirled around the rim. Pushes the lead back up to 3.
And I think for Willard, they're going to have to do a better job, obviously, of rebounding, but also they're going to have to keep the Cubs out of the paint. They have been doing a good job of living inside, collecting fouls, and getting the ball inside against them and opening up rebounding lanes.
That one well off target for Jackson. Not really his range there. And now at the other end, Sloan catches a piece of the back iron. Color flies in. Toms gets walled off. 3 Willard defenders meet him right at the free throw line. And that's what you need to do to try to stop him.
Yeah, so far this quarter, tempo slowing down just a bit. And I think, with the Willard flashes, understanding who's looking to shoot more, they're helping off a lot more. Although everybody is capable of shooting, not everybody is shooting. So I think the flashes are understanding that if I'm not guarding a shooter, I can help against penetration, which is really hurting them. And you're starting to see a lot more of the Willard flashes as we see the long pass into Dawson, who goes strong to the lane. My goodness, that's a strong move.
Yeah, in honor of Super Week, kind of looked like Brock Purdy tossing it deep there and having one of those big-time receivers like Ayuk go make a play for him. Here's Toms, right side of the rim. Kept in bounds, but Color takes himself out of the equation. So it's a 5-on-4. Dawson with the leave. The 3 is up, and it is through the bottom for Isaac Robinson. Largest lead for either side is now 8.
That's a big-time shot. That's a big-time shot. And one of those secondary transition shots where it's not there initially in transition, but just when you relax, you leave a guy open for a wide-open 3.
Toms keeps it on the right side. He'll draw the personal foul. Free throws in his future. And he's got such a good spin move that as soon as he makes that little half turn, you almost have to start shading that way.
Right, and he understands as soon as, when Willard hits a couple shots, you always see Logan gets the basketball and he puts his head down because he understands either I got to get to the lane and score or I got to get to the free throw line.
Toms 3 for 3 at the free throw line so far. And a little announcer's curse there, but it keeps him true to his average of 75% as that one lips out. Max off the ball screen, pulls up from long.
Wow.
I mean, there's no place in the gym that's outside of his range.
Yeah, and, that's one of the things that you can't do. There's a few guys that you can leave open. He's certainly not one of them. You got to know where he is at all times on the court.
And that's from about 28 feet and in. But they match it at the other end from the corner. Big 3 from Porter. How about that off the made bucket, Effie, to get out and score in about 4 seconds.
Well, see, and that's Dawson. When he gets the ball, he plays with such great speed and tempo. He catches the ball and he goes. And if nobody's there to slow him down, he gets all the way to the lane.
One and done for Lucas. Actually, no. Last touch here by Willard. And this play all made by Winters, just attacking, getting into the back there of Johnson, and he's unable to collect it. Toms gets a step, gets a player on his hip. Oh, tried to dash in down on the block. He'll get a tie-up. Heading the other way, but uncharacteristic of Toms. Usually he's so good. He's got that running back form. He'll come down the lane, protect it, and he's usually able to score at the rack.
No, that was quick hands inside by Willard. But, again, with Dawson offensively, I think the key for Lucas, if they want to get back into this ball game, they've got to understand transition-wise, that's what's hurting them, is they've got to get him slowed down in the open court. It's not so much just his shooting, but they've got to get him slowed down in the open court, force Willard to run some offense, and then rebound the basketball. You know, the few times where they've had to run offense, I think Lucas has been successful defending them.
Cubs trailing by 9, looking to cut into that here on this possession. They'll go to Toms down on the block. Double comes immediately. Porter's hit a couple of threes, not this time. Toms keeps this possession alive. See if they can come up with some second chance points. Winners.
Wow.
Count it.
Wow.
Second time he's gotten to the free throw line after getting fouled and making the bucket.
That was almost identical to the move he made in the first quarter. Strong left hand, lean into the defender, take the contact, high off the glass, and one.
Second foul on Willard here in quarter number 2. But just like the first time, Winners unable to cap off the three-point play old-fashioned style. So the margin remains 7 as Robinson left hand down the lane. And that's what he does best, getting to that left hand all the way to the rack.
Nice move inside off the weave action out top. Left it opening for Robinson. He goes strong to the lane.
Nice cut by Toms. Even better hands there by Dawson. As the ball was loose there for a while, it felt like. And Flashes fans can't believe it. Check out the Ebert Dental Group replay. And it looked like Lucas had a tough break earlier on this end, so.
Right. It always works itself out.
It seems to. The sports gods, they're good, even-keeled people. But a 5-second violation as Gabe never got it in bounds.
Wow. Third turnover for the Cubs.
And a chance for Willard to have their largest lead of the night. Dawson took a bump as he came up short. Now Toms knifing his way into the lane. Had to kind of muscle that one up. So does Culler inside. And he'll draw the foul.
Boy, Toms took a lot of contact on the drive. And once again, the story that has kept this game as close as it is the Cubs attacking that offensive board. By my count, that is 8 offensive rebounds for the Cubs.
They don't have a lot of second chance points to show for it, though.
They don't, right.
It's not like they're getting these offensive boards at point-blank range and putting them right back in. So the Flashes have defended well on the second opportunities for Lucas. As Aiden Culler misses them both.
Wow. Second chance opportunities and not able to cash in.
Here's Max, jump stop. Great body control. Puts up a second one off the tip. Third opportunity for Willard. And finally a whistle comes in late here. It'll go on Johnson.
Boy, nice body control, like you said, by Max that time. Not able to finish, but Lucas playing scrappy right now. And, you know, I do think they've got the right game plan, continue attacking the basket offensively, and force Willard to run some offense down here on the offensive end, on their offensive end, and I think they have a shot. Nice one.
Speaking of having a shot, this dude's been burying them from downtown so far tonight. First player double figures for Lucas.
Wow.
But Max Dawson, they call him Mad Max for a reason. He is a soul snatcher. I mean, this dude just scores at will.
Well, Max is, you know, one-on-one, you can't play a kid like Max Dawson traditionally. You know, you have a man, you guard him. You can't do that. You got to bring help, and you got to bring somebody else to keep him out of the lane because he's too good. He's too good. He is. He can beat you off the dribble and he can pull up. So they're going to have to figure something out here for him. Meanwhile,
back-to-back triples.
Aiden Culler.
He knocks it down after Porter drilled his third of the night. And the three-point arc has been kind to Lucas. Did not shoot it well from the land of three last night against Mansfield Christian. Starting to find the range here as it's down to a 5-point lead. And Robinson changes that. Just a big, burly dude in that chest area. When he turns into defenders, I think it almost surprises him how strong he is.
Yeah, he's strong. And they've run a couple times that cross screen the same way, getting it to his strong hand, his left hand, and he's been able to finish.
Tom spinning inside. Got a shot blocked. Robinson catches it right out of the air and gets it to Dawson down to 8 seconds. On the fly, here's Mad Max. Tipped off the bottom of the backboard. And Willard going to get the last shot from the corner. It's Dawson! Big time bucket for Max. And he is one of the best at the end of frames that I have seen in the area over the last 4 years. One more look. Dawson, tough angle to bury down in that corner, and he buries it. Dude's got 18 points as we head into the halftime locker rooms. 42-32 is your count. Willard looking to continue their winning streak. We'll tell you about all the stats you need to know from the first half. Get you all set up for quarter number 3 coming up after a quick commercial timeout. You're enjoying live and free boys high school hoops exclusively on OH Report. We guarantee nobody else gets you closer to the action than our exclusive coverage. So give me a call, Brian Skowronski, and let's make you a part of the game.
Instead of paying for some big-name spokesperson, Kasasa Checking gives that money back to you in cash rewards. In fact, it just bought me this cup of coffee. See how that works? Amazing! Free checking, cash rewards. Take back banking with Kasasa.
Welcome to Richland County's first artificial intelligence ATM. If you car dance to the song you're listening to now, I will give you $50. See, that's something an ATM can never do.
Oh my gosh, are you serious?
Oh, we're serious.
Gosh, that's awesome. Thank you.
Thank you. We hope your day is a little bit better today.
Yes, thank you.
Hey Cam, what's going on? I've been busy. Jeez, I've been doing fillings, root canals, crowns, extractions, dentures. What have you been up to?
Yeah, I've done all that, and I've done implants and Invisalign, and I'm waiting to do the girls' Botox and filler. So you just sit here and I'll take care of it all?
Good luck with the women.
Ebert Dental Group is a family-run general dentistry practice. We are able to provide most treatments without having long-distance referrals. We accept most insurances and are accepting new patients now.
Join me, Travis Big League Berardi, every other Wednesday for my Country Roads rankings, the top 5 girls and boys small school basketball squads right here in the area.
Exclusively on The Joe Show.
You are enjoying live and free boys high school hoops, and a fun one at that here on a Saturday night. Thanks to all of these amazing sponsors. Big shout out to the Coney Island Diner, Mansfield's oldest operating restaurant, located at 98 North Main Street in the heart of downtown. If you like big ol' omelets, that is a great place to go stop in for a quality breakfast any time of day. Ebert Dental Group, general dentistry for all ages, and they are now offering injections and fillers. So fellas, ladies, you got a couple of wrinkles on the forehead or need some Botox in the lips, they can get you hooked up at Ebert Dental Group. Ohio Valley Manufacturing, heavy gauge stamping and precision blanking services. They are hiring now, always offering great compensation and all the great things that you would look for in a quality employee. Spherion Mid-Ohio, always looking to get you the best jobs here in the area. If you want to check out their whole catalog, check out midohiojobs.net. Sutton Bank, you can earn the cash reward of your choice for doing simple activities with Kasasa. We will be right back with your halftime updates in just a moment. Stay with us. It's halftime here inside of the Cub Cave as we welcome you back in here for the Ebert Dental Group halftime show. Brian Skowronski alongside the great Effie James. Two fantastic programs going head-to-head. Willard right now with a 10-point cushion, and this team very true to their nickname, the Flashes. They get up and down the floor, and number 3, Max Dawson, I mean, that's the dude that makes it happen. He's just on another level from most of the high school kids that we see around here.
Yeah, he's got a, he's got a little bit of a spark. He's got a gear that a lot of kids can't get to. But what I like about him is he recognizes spaces in the game where he can kind of be more aggressive than not. You know what I mean? Like that time where they made a basket and Lucas took a millisecond to relax. And he goes from end to end, gets to the lane, makes an assist for an easy layup. And those are the spaces where, not a lot of players are able to see, but, he's a special player. Not just his shooting, but he can do a lot of things on the basketball floor that make him special. So, I now can see what makes him such a great player, not just his scoring, but he's an all-around really special ball player.
Here are Max's numbers in the first half. 18 points, 2 3-pointers. The second one coming from deep over there in the corner. So this is a dude that you got to pick up anywhere where he is on the floor. Certainly is a tough matchup for anybody at any time. Here are your stats for the first half. And for Willard. Definitely winning the game in the lane right now with those 11 two-pointers. That's usually Lucas's forte, but they've knocked down 5 triples. Unfortunately for them, 7 over on the other side. But the Cubs have been very aggressive. You see the free throw differential, so that's kind of how they've stayed within striking distance.
Exactly, and that's what balances out. When you talk about aggressiveness, it's the free throw attempts that shows your aggressiveness, not necessarily so much the made field goals. It's the free throws. If you can get to the line, that shows you're being aggressive. And you can tell right from the beginning that they wanted to get the ball inside. One of their first possession was about moving the basketball, getting it to the paint. They either want to get it through penetration or post entry. But what they've been doing really well, though, is taking it. Their secondary punch is when Willard tries to pack it inside. They have had guys step up and knock down the 3-ball, which is going to be key this second half. If they can continue to do that, pound it inside, and then when they have the open opportunities, knock down those shots, they can get it into this game. But they have got to figure out a way to get Max Dawson cooled off, and I think they're going to have to do it in an untraditional way. You can't just say, hey, here's one of the greatest scorers in this area. You guard him. And that's,
good point.
That's not the way it goes. You're going to have to figure out, run somebody else at him, get the ball out of his hands, make someone else create for this team, and then rebound the basketball, because Max Dawson, he does too much, and you got to get him stopped in the open court. And then I think Lucas can be in a good space. They're down 10, but I think they've been playing well enough to get back into this ball game with a couple adjustments here on the defensive end.
I think the graphic kind of tells the story of what we're seeing from Max Dawson so far in his career. And looking for a big win here on the road to continue Willard's winning streak as we get a traveling violation against Aiden Color to open things up. And not a great sign for the Cubs, starting with the basketball. I think it's probably a good call.
Yeah. Yep, just a loose turnover. Not paying attention to detail.
Here's a Robinson. Left hand too hard. Tipped out, though. Kept alive by Sloan. Now Dawson going to force Toms to try to come out and guard. As he pulls the trigger again. Splish splash.
Well, again, and one of the things that you can do, since they rely so much on ball screens, is you could trap the ball screen. You know, if Max is involved in a ball screen, I'd trap that thing. Just get the ball out of his hands and force him to do something different.
Porter doing his best ballet impression there as he keeps the ball here on Lucas's side of the floor. Color, contested jumper, comes back into the hands of Robinson, who applied the defense. Now here comes Isaac down on the block with the kick out, and they'll find an open shooter. That would have been a big one right there from Beamer. As Toms gets his shot blocked. Going inside against the 2 taller defenders. And flying in, Robinson puts it back. So Cam Robinson starting to add to his point total, getting closer to double figures with 8 now.
And that's a good job running the floor by Robinson, picking up that offensive board. That's 2 offensive boards already here in the third quarter for the Flashes.
Porter lets it fly. Now Robinson attacking a couple of defenders, and they both went the other way. I think both of the Lucas players thought he was going to go right, went back to the left. As Tom steps through, pitches out to Color, and that's well short. An air ball there from the short corner. Huge start to the third quarter. 7, 8, 9, nothing now in favor of the Flashes, and a chance for more.
Yeah, they have come out of the locker room ready to play, really aggressive, getting to the lane, and it seems like they have taken Lucas's game plan and completely flipped it. They are attacking the glass already with 2 offensive rebounds, getting inside the lane, drawing contact, and taking their game plan right to the Cubs here early here in the third quarter.
Coach Bedingfield making a swap as Robinson heads over for a quick breather to the sideline. Lucas still looking for their first points. 2.5 minutes here into the third. Not going to get them here. Sloan with the tip. He's got the theft. And Dawson with the Euro. To the rack. Missed it. Collects his own miss. And he's got free throws coming up. Max Dawson doing some grown man work down in the lane.
Yeah, and I think, you know, the energy right now for the Cubs just didn't come out of the locker room with them that they had here to start the game. And Willard is still playing with that intensity that they had and actually have turned it up a bit here in this quarter.
After a quick stop over at the sideline, Robinson right back onto the floor. Where will the offense come from for Lucas? See if Winters can knock one down. Big help and one. Third time heading to the free throw line after making the basket tonight for Zach Winters.
That's a big shot for Zach Winters, and the Cubs absolutely needed a big shot there. They were struggling offensively. Steps up and knocks down the shot through the contact.
Gets the deficit below 20 after a 12-0 run by Willard. And we're going to get a home and kitchen supply timeout, a much-needed one here for Lucas. All four of those points coming on that three and that free throw, of course. And I'll go ahead and jump in the comments section, see what you guys are talking about out there. Plenty of comments being dropped here on the Facebook. Daniel Stotts always cheering on the Cubs. Ryan Gleisner cheering on the Cubbies from Fort Mill, South Carolina. Debbie says go Cubs. So does Tim and Phyllis. Ethan, our first Flashes fan out there. Billy Caudill on the side of the Cubs. Looks like it's just going back and forth. Tim Sublett says keep it up, Gabe Porter. He's been big so far. See if he can find some more threes here in the second half. And Mary Jane Carroll, oh, Cubs, come on, fellas. Seeing what we're seeing out here, and that's Willard take command here in the third.
Yeah.
And then over on YouTube, is there any surprise? Aaron Brown and Josh Young going back and forth. What's up? Boys, we got to get you guys on the OH Report podcast coming up soon. We really do. Let's have you call in here. Maybe not this Monday because we've got the boys tournament draw show, but then the one after that, we would love to talk to you. And, oh, Aaron says maybe join for breakfast, discuss some OH Report contracts. Hey, I like where his head's at. I'm in agreement. Got to make it happen. Whew, I mean, things really escalated quickly there, didn't they, F?
Very quickly. And that's what I mean by coming out of the locker room ready to go and bringing that energy and effort out of the locker room with you. And it's so important.
And this is the first change defensively in terms of the schematics for Coach Eisman.
Right.
1-2-2 really fanned out that zone look as well.
And they've got keep a set of eyes on Max, and you know you have to take a chance when you do that because you give up easy buckets like that. But they have to do something to try to make a change defensively. But that's a good aggressive move that time by Logan.
Yeah, he draws the foul here on Robinson, who just hit the bucket at the other end to push his point total up to 13. Toms has been pretty quiet for his standards tonight, 7 points. If he knocks down this one, though, Effie, that is a milestone. How about this? Career scoring leaders for Lucas, both named Logan Toms, now with 1,310 points.
How about that?
And will be the all-time leader when his career's all through.
For sure.
As he calmly knocks down the pair. He's got 9 now. Told you before the broadcast he did 35 to break Logan Niswander's record. Dawson might get there tonight. He's got 23. As they zip it, skip pass into the corner. And the long rebound comes out into the hands here of Porter, so they get a one and done. Cubs trying to build some momentum. Winters going right at Max. who holds his ground, dumps it off. Color down on the block, spins inside. And it just feels like Willard done a nice job of walling up tonight, forcing Lucas to shoot over the top.
And I think, Willard's done a much better job here in the second half of protecting the paint. They understood what the Cubs were trying to do, and they've really packed it inside, forcing them now to do something different. So they've taken away their first option, which is get it inside. And to this point, nobody's been able to knock down threes other than that three in the last possession by Winters.
Oh, strong rebound by Johnson. Tack on 2 more. He's heading to the free throw line. Just a pretty athletic play all the way around. Check this out. In a crowd, 3 Lucas defenders there. Absorbs a little bit of contact from a couple of them, and he buries the fall away.
Well, and it was like we talked about. It's like they stole Lucas's game plan from the first half because, they didn't get to the free throw line hardly at all here in the first half, and already they've been there 3 times here in the third quarter.
Toms, hard run into the rack, but he comes up empty-handed as Dawson with the rebound. He's pushing back the other way. Here's Max knifing through, and he puts it up and in.
Well, he's in a rhythm now, and that's the thing. And, the rim's big, and he's in a good shooting rhythm.
Just the ability to get skinny and to pull up and shoot at any point. Definitely it takes you off guard, I think, as a defender, how fast he can get a shot attempt off.
Exactly. And here's the 1-3-1 again from Willard. They're trapping on the wings and in the corners here. And this is a great changeup defensively, just to give a different look, and a good aggressive move by Aiden Color to get the layup.
He's kind of carried the offensive load tonight. As a foul shot at the other end, it'll go against Porter. Take one more look at that last bucket here by Color. Nice head and shoulder fake, gets the defender to bite. They need him to do a little bit more of that.
And that's what you have to do against any zone, whether it's, you either have to throw the cross-court pass to break down the zone, or you have to dribble penetrate quickly when you get the pass in the corner, because if you hold it, you're going to get trapped. And Aiden Color done a great job of catching, putting his head down, and getting strong to the glass.
Substitutions being made here for the Flashes. Levi Shag into the mix here for the second time tonight. As Coach Bedingfield's bunch, have they dominated the third or what? 20-7 here. Foul's going to be on the floor as Color drew a double team.
Yeah, and I really think, Brian, it was all about their energy. I don't think Willard came out. They didn't do anything schematically different, otherwise than more emphasis on getting the ball inside. They just came out with more energy, but a big shot, again, by Color, who has, offensively, he's been solid all night.
Yeah, he's got 14 right about at his season average. He, along with Porter, the 2 Cubs right now in double-figure scoring. Lucas going to need plenty of stops here in the closing minute 27. As a timeout is taken by Coach Bedingfield. Take a quick trip back over into the Facebook chats and see Scott Olson and Carla Barnett pleased with what they're seeing from the Flashes. Cody says, come on, T-Ice and Cubbies. Watching from New Washington. Well, this is your first time getting to see both of these teams in person, Effie, and I think what I've seen that's really stood out to me so far this year is when you come from a solid conference like Willard does, where you get tested almost every single time you tip it off, it's a big difference from playing in the Mid-Buckeye, of course, where Lucas plays, where they have to gear up and really play hard for Mansfield Christian.
Sure.
And then the other 12 games in the conference, they're just running through, getting a lot of extra kids in off the bench, and I think maybe that's kind of showing itself here tonight.
Well, and that's the truth. It says a lot. And then when your primary scorer, Logan Toms, who we all know is a really good ball player, but when you got a team like Willard who can really lock in, they've got athletes to lock in on him. Tonight I think he's got maybe one or two field goals tonight. So when they can really lock in their defense and take away your primary scoring option, that really puts a lot of stress on your team offensively. So it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough, and I think that doesn't mean they're not a quality team. They certainly are, but Willard is just they're a step quicker tonight, and they're playing with a lot more energy. And I agree with what you said. I think they're just more battle tested night in and night out.
Yeah, not a lot of nights off so far this season for Willard. In the fourth quarter, we'll show you what it looks like in terms of the RPI for both of these teams heading into the tournament draw tomorrow. Tonight's game does not count towards that. Don't love it by the OHSAA, but you got to love that
right.
Strong take inside. A lot of contact in the bucket from Beamer.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, man, there's a not a nice-looking kids on both teams, but I'll tell you, Willard's got some long, athletic kids and strong basketball players. There's some kids that look like they play basketball out here. And, the thing about – and they've got great skill, and they're able to put the ball on the floor, shoot the basketball. So I think that game, like you talked about, their championship game against Margaretta is going to be an interesting game.
Yeah, OH.REPORT's going to be in the building. I think they have contracts up that way with another outlet, but we'll definitely have a highlight for that one. Closing seconds now of quarter three, which has belonged to Willard. They've scored 22. Lucas 10 here in the frame. And Dawson, he is the ultimate closer. Setting a screen here. He's going to pop out, try to get a clean look. That's as open as he's been tonight. Short-armed it. And now Lucas with 1.2 seconds will have a chance for the last shot. Take all the points they can get heading into money time. As Toms fires, good if it goes, but it's a little bit short. And we've got 8 more minutes of regulation on the way here in the Cub Cave. We'll see if Lucas can make things interesting down the stretch.
Instead of paying for some big-name spokesperson, Kasasa Checking gives that money back to you in cash rewards. In fact, it just bought me this cup of coffee. See how that works? Amazing! Free checking, cash rewards. Take back banking with Kasasa.
Welcome to Richland County's first artificial intelligence ATM. If you car dance to the song you're listening to now, I will give you $50. That's something an ATM can never do.
Oh my gosh, are you serious?
Oh, we're serious.
Gosh, that's awesome. Thank you.
Thank you. We hope your day is a little bit better today.
Yes, thank you.
Money time has arrived here inside of the Cub Cave. 64 points for Willard. They've got the basketball. Lucas right now with 43. I'm Brian Skowronski, Effie James, and I cut you off there, partner. You were telling me, you said he. I tell you what, and you didn't get a chance to finish. And speaking of he, there's one right there, Robinson. He's been cooking here in the second half. He's got 15 points.
Yeah, and as Logan Toms goes strong, aggressive, a little short on the shot there. I was going to
maybe comment on this gentleman right here. Closing in on 30 for the night.
So Max Dawson, who is, played a great game. But I also was going to talk about Coach Betterfield, who has, I think, understands how, he's done a good job of getting these young men ready to play. I think that the way that these young men play and the strategy that he utilizes with these young men and how they play and the offense that he runs that highlights all of their strengths. he puts them in great positions offensively and defensively to be successful, and he makes it simple, but yet it works for these guys. And I always like to give kudos to coaches who have good enough insight to look at the players on the floor and maximize what he has. And I think he's done a great job with this group from Willard.
Coach Bedingfield, one of the good ones here in the area, and if you guys are wanting to see a little bit more about Coach and his philosophies, Joe Baylog did an awesome interview with him about 3 weeks ago that we dropped on the Joe Show. It's on our main YouTube, our Facebook, Instagram, all over the place. Really cool insight, about 10 minutes sit down with a legend over there in the Willard area. This dude as well, cementing himself as one of the greatest scorers in Willard program history and the premier scorer in our region, Max Dawson. His scoring average going to go up tonight from 25.5. Dude's got 29 now.
Yeah, and again, that's saying a lot. Being one of the greatest scorers for Willard means a lot in this area because there have been a lot of them. Willard is, that's big-time basketball. So, and, not a lot of players can say, number one, that they've played meaningful minutes for Willard basketball, but to be one of the greats to play for Willard means a lot. And this kid is legit. Now that I put my eyes on him in a game, I can say, for whatever that means, Brian, I could say he is legit.
He's been rebounding in high volume as well here tonight as he initiates the break, and Willard, everything going their way. Don't know that they've missed here in the fourth quarter as Beamer gets an easy one with the left. He joins Robinson and Mad Max in double figures now with 10, as that trio has outscored Lucas all on their own.
Yeah. Well, and they don't quit. They're up almost 30 points here, and they came out of the locker room with a switch on, and they have yet to turn it off. And like I said before, I don't think it was like a game plan change or a strategic type of thing. It was just that they wanted to play with more energy. They wanted to set the tone, and they absolutely did.
Now the Flash is going to empty out their bench. Boy, it's early in the Cub Cave to be doing that. That lets you know the type of performance those starters put on.
Well, and I think they deserve it. And that's what you get when you come out, you play hard, you give your coach all you got for a quarter and a half, and you get the last five and a half minutes of the game off. And I think they deserve it. They have played well here in the second half.
Yeah, second night of a back-to-back after destroying Edison last night and doing much the same here on the road. This is a Division II school. Don't want to overlook that. Taking on a D4 in Lucas.
For sure.
And in the seniors for Lucas, over their careers, Effie, they've only lost, well, I'm going to go ahead and count tonight. This is going to be their third loss at home.
Wow.
2 of those to Willard.
That's a lot. That's wow. Wow.
So they have been unbelievable, of course, playing in the friendly confines, but the Flash is unbeaten on the road so far this season as Toms doing Toms-like things, spinning and delivers.
Yeah, that's saying a lot. Winning at home is so important, and that's a pride thing. No matter who you're playing, and these young men have, they've played hard. And again, they're not quitting either. They just ran up against a team that is a really good basketball club.
Yes.
So there's nothing to hang their head about. They're going to go into the tournament. I think they're going to have some success as well. But they have played hard as well.
Yeah, at the next time out, we'll show you what the tournament trail potentially will look like for both of these teams. The RPI that is being used this season via Max Prep for the OHSAA. So we already know the seeds that they're both locked into. Just not sure where they're going to land on the bracket just yet, as that's a tough one right there, kind of forced up from Beamer. And the Cubs against the second unit, a chance to start building a little bit of momentum. Toms again going straight to work. Dyson through the defense, and he'll have 2 more free throws. No travel,
they call it
excuse
travel.
me.
Turnover.
Take a second look at this one. on the Ebert Dental Group replay. Bit of a tough call there against Logan Toms. And there's a discrepancy with something going on. Coach Charles Toms up, getting an explanation. What's up?
Yeah, I think something came out onto the floor there for a second from the student section. I don't think they like that call very much.
Student section, great per always here for Lucas. I think at least half of the student body all packs in here up on the stage with us.
That's nice, man. I like that.
But it's just been Willard's night.
Yeah.
Had an excellent first quarter, back and forth punches and counter punches. And all of the big knockout blows lately have been coming from Willard, who had that ginormous third and have outscored Lucas 8-5 so far in the fourth. And they'll have a chance for more.
I think we'll call it offense.
My gosh.
Offensive foul this time.
My eyes are deceiving me here these last couple possessions, Coach.
That was a tough call, though, I think. But offensive foul. You know, one of the things that I noticed tonight, too, was just, again, the preparation of Willard tonight. You know, being able to take Logan Toms after strong move and Winters with the good offensive rebounds, and, you know, he's going to shoot, too. But, you know, Willard was well prepared tonight. And, you know, if you can take the other team's #1 scoring option away, particularly in high school basketball, and even if you've got, you know, Lucas has got some weapons, they've got other guys that can play. But if you're able to effectively take away their #1 scoring option the way that Willard has been able to tonight, and you can tell when he got the ball, and Logan has been aggressive tonight. I mean, he got into the lane. He got to the free throw line tonight. He played hard, but they threw bodies at him. He took a lot of contact. He got very few open looks tonight, and what that tells me is that the Flashes were prepared. You know, they knew where he wanted to get the basketball. They knew what his tendencies were, and you talked about the spin move, and, you know, they had guys that were going to be there and put a body on him in spots where he wanted to shoot. So, again, they were prepared for this game tonight and to take away the Cubs' leading scorer, and that just took them all out of sync from the beginning and certainly in the second half.
Logan Toms' night is now over with, saddled on the bench, finishing his night with 12 points after exploding for 28 last night in a big win over Mansfield Christian. As we've got an injured Flash down on the floor, this is Shag. Show it to you one more time. Nice hard baseline drive. And Winters just held his ground, fell awkwardly. And he's getting looked at, so while they tend to him, we'll take a look, Effie, we'll look first at the Division IV Northwest 5 district, and Colonel Crawford has locked in the #1 seed. Seneca East, they have been winning a bunch of games lately. They're the 2, but Lucas locked in at that #3 seed going into tomorrow's tournament draw. They will likely play either the 10 seed through the 14 seed, just depending on where those teams like St. Peter's, New London, Crestline decide to go. But Lucas, they've had the most success in the tournament of any of these teams lately, minus Colonel Crawford. You would think that they would be amongst the favorites to try to make it out to the regional.
Right. And, you know, it's an interesting way. What do you think of the way the OHSA, this interesting format here this year? I think it's different, but
a lot of discussion has gone on. The Martin RPI that they used a season ago goes a little bit more in depth, and I think Max Preps needs to add what they're missing, which is, like this game, for example, Willard isn't, maybe penalized isn't the wrong word, but there's no factor for Lucas being a Division IV school,
right.
Whereas if Lucas were to win tonight beating a Division II, it just goes down as you just beat a team that had this record.
Right.
That's the one thing that it's missing. But for me, the biggest downside to it is now that we've got this formula, what are we locking these teams in for 2.5 weeks left in the season?
Yeah.
Tonight's game doesn't even count.
Yeah.
Why? It's
Yeah,
automatically updates on the OHSA website instantly, so they'll look at that. This is the first year. Nothing's ever perfect when they first roll it out, but there's a couple of things that I think need to be tinkered with, but I'm a big fan of just go to the formula. This is what it says. I don't like the subjectiveness of, well, I've seen that team with my own eyes. They're better to me.
Right.
That doesn't matter. I kind of like how they do it.
Yeah, and, it has a feel of the football computer type of style, which works. So, I do kind of like it, but, as with everything, like you said, it's going to take some tinkering.
Sure.
Because there are some things that I think they do need to adjust about it. But all in all, the reason why I love the high school basketball tournament is everybody, everybody gets a shot.
All get a chance.
And, at the end of the day, that hasn't changed, and that's what I love most about it.
So during this timeout, we'll take a look now at Willard and where they're sitting right now in the Northwest District 3 RPI in Division II. And they are also locked into the number 3 seed, Shelby, who actually lost to Lexington earlier in the year and has 2 losses to the Minutemen's 1. They're going to be the number 1 seed, but look at how loaded this district is.
Yeah.
Certainly when you look at the top, because I've seen Clear Fork, Galleon, Willard, Lexington, Shelby, all those teams. They're all going to be a really tough out. There's only, Ontario's really struggling this season for Million as well. Everybody else in that top 9, this is going to be one of the more fun districts, I think.
Yeah, they can play. And, it's one of those things about in that district particularly, it doesn't matter who the better team is. It's truly about who's going to play the better game on that night. Like, can you get your team to execute the best and play the better game? Because all those teams are capable of beating the other.
I think so.
I truly believe that. And, so that's what's going to make that, that district so fun, is because I think all the teams on any given night can win. So in this team, especially now after seeing this team tonight, this is one of the few, I had some questions about them in terms of how they would match up with some of the other teams. Wow.
What I think so great, Willard and Shelby, I'm pretty confident they play like the last game of the regular season, big-time rivalry. They're in that NOL for 100 years together with one another. They dribble the basketball all the way from one city to the next, so they have that one. But it doesn't factor in, of course, to the tournament seed. I feel like the OHSA has been missing the mark every year since they've been doing it. 2 weeks early?
Right.
Come on, man. Let all the games matter.
Absolutely. The only place I think that Willard could struggle, that when I look at the other teams in that district, size-wise they could struggle. Just overall size. There's some, a lot of the teams in that league have some guys that really got some size. But even with that, I still say they could beat anyone in that, on a given night they could beat any team in that district.
Well, they certainly put it on the Cubs here on the road, continuing their perfect road warrior streak on the season as the Flashes win it here tonight, 72-55. We'll take a timeout. When we return, we will have our Coney Island Diner Most Valuable Player. It's going to be Mr. Max Dawson. We'll hear from Mad Max here in just a couple of minutes. Effie and I then will break down the stats and get you all set up for Super Sunday tomorrow. So keep it with us. Our live and free coverage will continue in the postgame here in just a moment. We guarantee nobody else gets you closer to the action than our exclusive coverage. So give me a call, Brian Skowronski, and let's make you a part of the game.
Instead of paying for some big-name spokesperson, Kasasa Checking gives that money back to you in cash rewards. In fact, you just bought me this cup of coffee. See how that works? Amazing! Free checking, cash rewards. Take back banking with Kasasa.
Welcome to Richland County's first artificial intelligence ATM. If you car dance to this song you're listening to now, I will give you $50. See, that's something an ATM can never do.
Oh my gosh, are you serious?
Oh, we're serious.
Gosh, that's awesome. Thank you.
Thank you. We hope your day is a little bit better today.
Yes, thank you.
Hey Cam, what's going on? I've been busy. Jeez, I've been doing fillings, root canals, crowns, extractions, dentures. What have you been up to?
Yeah, I've done all that, and I've done implants and Invisalign, and I'm waiting to do the girls' Botox and filler. So you just sit here and I'll take care of it all?
Good luck with the women.
Ebert Dental Group is a family-run general dentistry practice. We are able to provide most treatments without having long-distance referrals. We accept most insurances and are accepting new patients now.
Join me, Travis Big League Berardi, every other Wednesday for my Country Roads rankings, the top 5 girls and boys small school basketball squads right here in the area.
Exclusively on The Joe Show.
This live and free coverage of boys high school hoops brought to you guys on the OH Report. Thanks to these unbelievable sponsors. Give it up for the Sutton Bank, where you can earn the cash reward of your choice for doing simple activities with Kasasa. Ebert Dental Group. General dentistry for all ages, now offering injections and fillers. Mechanics Bank, Richland County's only independent community bank. Home and Kitchen Supply, your one-stop shop for kitchen and baths, windows and doors since 1970. Ohio Valley Manufacturing, heavy gauge stamping and precision blanking services. They are hiring now. And the Coney Island Diner, which is sponsoring our MVP coming up here in a moment. Mansfield, Ohio's oldest operating restaurant, located at 98 North Main Street in the heart of downtown. We will be right back with Max Dawson here in just a moment. We return now with your most valuable player, brought to you by the Coney Island Diner. Max Dawson filled it up for 29 points tonight, really in just 3 quarters of play, but I want to begin with that third quarter. You guys came out, you looked focused, you were knocking down shots from all over. Did you make any kind of adjustments, or was it just effort and energy that kind of put you guys up over Lucas to kind of take that commanding lead?
Yeah, we've been talking about all year to play 4 quarters of basketball. We've strung together 2, we've strung together a couple quarters, but we've kind of yet to string together 4. So that was kind of a big emphasis at halftime, just to come out and play all 4 quarters tonight.
Offensively, you can really get your shot from anywhere on the floor. I've been impressed every season of your high school career, seeing what you've added to your game. So heading into your senior season, one of the all-time leading scorers in the history of the program, in what ways do you feel like you've really developed and become an all-time killer for this program?
Yeah, in the offseason, I try to just get new ideas from different people. watch different people, and really learn from them. Learn about going right and different moves when they take away my left, how to get to my right, how to get shots off quicker, just stuff like that. But a lot of credit goes to my teammates. I don't get those buckets if I don't have my teammates that are getting the open and looking. They do a great job looking for slips and stuff like that. So credit to them.
I did see last night that you became the third all-time leading scorer in the history of Willard. Probably going to stay there because Jimmy Langhurst, a ton of points, Nick Dials as well. But what does that mean to you if you've had any opportunity to reflect of being one of the greats for a program that perennially, I mean, you guys always playing some great basketball up there?
Yeah, it means a lot. There's been a ton of good players go through. It means a lot. I think Coach B is doing a great thing, building it the right way. And actually, I want to just hit on all our 7th and 8th graders won the championship today for the SBC. And then JV and varsity got a win today, so it's a great day to be to Willard Flash.
Yeah, let's talk about the team because you guys got length. You got shooting all over the floor. Cam Robinson, he's one of the strongest kids that you see anytime he gets down on the block. So this team, as we're getting closer to the tournament time, what do you like most about your potential collectively?
Yeah, well, I mean, I think our chemistry is kind of what builds that, and that starts in the summer. We go to Eastern Ohio and stuff like that. That's where it starts. But I would say going into the tournament, biggest thing is just staying together. We're not going to be the biggest team in our district. We're not going to be the fastest, but I think we can be the most together. So I think that will help us, and hopefully we can make a little run in the tournament.
I think that showed here on the road tonight. Lucas had not lost at home all season. You guys have not lost away from home so far. So what about the character of this team do you think manifests itself to getting it done when you're away from home?
Yeah, I think we just take we take it personal whenever we go on the road to go into someone else's gym and just take care of business. And I think we just get our minds right and stuff coming over here and just get the job done.
All right, well, congratulations on a big win. I would be remiss if I didn't ask about the big game coming up next Friday against Margaretta, the only team to beat you so far in conference. You get the whole week off to prepare for that. How much are you looking forward to going into Polar Bear country?
Yeah, we can't wait. We got to have a great week of practice, and I think we'll be ready.
Yeah, we're looking forward to being there and checking that one out. Before we cut you loose, look in the camera, give as many shout-outs as you'd like, Max.
I just want to shout out our 7th grade team and our 8th grade team for winning the championship. That's pretty special.
About that from top to bottom. Flash is getting it done right now. Mad Max Dawson, your MVP presented by the Coney Island Diner. We guarantee nobody else gets you closer to the action than our exclusive coverage. So give me a call, Brian Skowronski, and let's make you a part of the game.
Instead of paying for some big-name spokesperson, Kasasa Checking gives that money back to you in cash rewards. In fact, it just bought me this cup of coffee. See how that works? Amazing! Free checking, cash rewards. Take back banking with Kasasa.
Welcome to Richland County's first artificial intelligence ATM. And if you car dance to this song you're listening to now, I will give you $50. See, that's something an ATM can never do.
Oh my gosh, are you serious?
Oh, we're serious.
Gosh, that's awesome. Thank you.
Thank you. We hope your day is a little bit better today.
Yes, thank you.
Hey Cam, what's going on? I've been busy. Jeez, I've been doing fillings, root canals, crowns, extractions, dentures. What you been up to?
Yeah, I've done all that, and I've done implants and Invisalign, and I'm waiting to do the girls' Botox and filler. So you just sit here and I'll take care of it all?
Good luck with the women.
Ebert Dental Group is a family-run general dentistry practice. We are able to provide most treatments without having long-distance referrals. We accept most insurances and are accepting new patients now.
Join me, Travis Big League Berardi, every other Wednesday for my Country Roads rankings, the top 5 girls and boys small school basketball squads right here in the area.
Exclusively on The Joe Show.
We return now with your Ebert Dental Group post-game show. The Willard Flashes remain hot as they take down Lucas here tonight on the road, 72-55. I am Brian Skowronski. Effie James is joining me here now. And, boy, what a performance by Willard, I think, especially in that second half. They came out here, they put their foot on the gas and kind of put their foot on Lucas's throat, put this thing away, I think, even before we got to money time.
Right, and I think like like Max was talking about there in the interview, they had a purpose, and you could tell when they came out of the locker room, they were determined to continue to play with focus and energy, and they wanted to close out this game and play well on the road, and that's what they done. And Lucas, although they played hard, they just didn't play well. If that makes sense. They played hard. I will never question how hard a Lucas team plays. They just didn't play well tonight, or well enough to overcome the execution and the energy that the Flashes came in here and played with tonight, especially in the second half.
And how about this? They started this new rivalry 4 years ago when these seniors were freshmen. Lucas now 0-4 against Willard. So, again, we mentioned that their third Division IV program going up against a Division II. They both have unbelievable teams over the last several seasons. But I'm thinking for guys like Logan Toms, losing to these guys, it's probably going to stick with them for a little bit.
It stings. But it says a lot, about them continuing with that rivalry, keeping them on the schedule. They are a bigger school, and they're a higher division. So, naturally it's going to be a bigger challenge for a school like Lucas. But non-league games, I think, if I'm Lucas and Coach Eisman, they're in a good spot on the schedule for this team, getting them ready for the tournament. They're a place where your kids want to be ready to play, but for those kids, Logan Toms and the players, that's got to wear on you after 4 years. I know that got to wear on.
Take a look at the final statistics for the night. Willard did a great job of penetrating, getting into the lane, and knocking down a bunch of shots in the lane. 22 made two-pointers tonight. They also evened up Lucas in terms of knocking down shots beyond the arc. And, free throws kind of evened out. Lucas, no offensive boards in the first half after really doing a nice job on the offensive glass in the first.
And that was key. And again, that speaks to making adjustments at halftime, understanding what Lucas was trying to do in the first half. And we talked about when they came out in the third quarter, it felt like to me that Willard stole Lucas's game plan and said, no, this is what we're going to do. We're going to attack the paint. We're going to attack the offensive boards. And then they took away everything that Lucas was trying to do offensively. They stopped them from getting the penetration lanes in the paint, and they kept them off the offensive board. So, again, credit to Willard and what they were able to execute there, particularly in that third quarter. And because by that time, they blew it away. I think it was like a 9-10-0 run there to start the third quarter, and they didn't look back. And that was all because of their energy and execution and the adjustments coming out of the locker room. And there's nothing like for a coach making adjustments in the locker room and your team coming out of the locker room executing those adjustments that you made at halftime.
Yeah, that's got to be just such a satisfying feeling when you're like, hey, I told the boys to go do it. They're getting it done.
Yeah, they did it. Right.
We stretch out a big lead, and now we knock off a great team like Lucas, who coming up next for them, they are in the midst of a 6-game homestand, and as mentioned, pretty much only Willard beats them here over the last 4 years, so they get Clear Fork next. Pretty good Colts team coming in here. So just your thoughts on Lucas, their potential as we close out the next couple of weeks and then head into, for them, the Division IV tournament.
I think, again, they are a solid ball team, and I always like teams that are continually play hard and have a legitimate number one option. And although Logan Toms struggled tonight, we know he is a legitimate scoring option. They went up against a team tonight that just had the athletes, the size, the length, and the energy to match up with them, and they were well prepared tonight. But on most nights, Logan Toms is going to be the guy. Most teams don't have what Willard has to stop him. So I think Lucas is going to be a tough team, particularly in a Division IV district. to stop. I think they're going to be competitive in their district, and I think they got a lot to look forward to in this tournament run. What they can't do is allow this game to turn into a poor, and from a coaching standpoint, you don't want to let it turn into a poor week of practice, which could lead into another poor performance. So you just got to let this go. As soon as you take off your uniform tonight, let this game go and look forward to the next challenge, working towards the end of the season and into the tournament. But you got to let this game go, see it for what it was, an experience to show you, and let it go.
Just saw a great moment, too. Logan Toms and Max Dawson both embracing each other, and then they got photos with each other's parents. How about that? So that's mutual respect. Two guys been going head-to-head, playing in the summer against one another. So obviously a lot of admiration for each. It was just Dawson who had the better game here tonight.
Right.
And as they head on the road at Margaretta, a team who's undefeated in the SBC, I think Willard's starting to click on all cylinders right now, Effie, that's going to be a very, very interesting game.
Yeah, and that game in Margaretta is, again, and you could feel it in Max's voice when you start to talk about it. It's like they've been waiting on that one.
They have.
It ought to be interesting to see how they come out and play and how much they're going to be prepared for that game, because you can have all the energy you want, but if you don't come out and execute, it won't go well for you. But it'll be interesting to see how they play.
That is going to wrap things up, though, here tonight from the Cub Cave. Effie, always a pleasure calling games with you. Great to have you back in the saddle. I think this is our first tag team.
It was
this whole
year,
season.
Man. Wow.
How about that? So
nice to be back.
We'll have to start getting into tournament form here, because we got about 2 weeks to prepare for that.
Yeah, that's cool.
So here we go. Hey, many thank yous to our generous sponsors coming together. We couldn't do it live and free without great sponsors like Mechanics Bank, Ebert Dental Group, the Sutton Bank, Home and Kitchen Supply, Coney Island Diner, and Ohio Valley Manufacturing, who is always supporting the Lucas Cubs. So many, many gracious thanks to each of them. And then our awesome staff here tonight. We had Jack Ritchie switching cameras yet again, back for a second consecutive game for us. From Worcester High School, a new intern. Madeline Zazzuto down on the sideline, getting you all those great up-close and personal action shots. And then Sarah Porter, one of my students at Mansfield Christian, joining us to run Top Cam tonight, did an outstanding job. For Effie James, I'm Brian Skowronski, signing out for now. Enjoy the Super Bowl tomorrow, folks. We'll see you for the podcast on Monday night, and then lots of live and free basketball all week. And then we got tournament with the girls starting after that. The boys the following week. You know how we do on the OH Report. We probably do more games than any other entity in the whole state. So stick with us. We are the future of local sports. So long for now.